right there. Good morning, everyone. Hopefully, you guys had a great hump day. Today is obviously Thursday. We're going to turn that off right there. And looks like we got enough people in here to do some stuff. What do we got? Just so you know, we are actually also live streaming per the idea of someone else on a different channel onto Odyssey as well. So if you are Odyssey people, then now you know that. I made a channel over there 2 years ago when I first got into this whole YouTube thing. And yeah, it was still alive. It was still there with 3 members. It's pretty interesting stuff. But anyway, so they've got their trash in one bag now. It's easier to use now. It's still very weird. But yeah, live streaming on Odyssey as well now. So now we're YouTube, Rumble, X, and Odyssey. I'd contemplated Facebook, but they've got a weird way they do it, so it's a little difficult. Also, if somebody could give me a sound check, that would be great. No one is telling me that no sound yet, but it's always good to see those sound checks. Get that chat going there on all the different live streams. Okay, so let's see here. We're going to go ahead and looks like Andy Pearson was first, and West Virginia Pappy is number 2, which is hilarious on Rumble because there are 12 people watching on Rumble. Don't be slackers. Say hi like a freaking human being. And let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and check the YouTube side. I've got one person watching on the Odyssey, but there's no telling what's happening with that. So, but on the YouTube side, we've got Rose first, West Virginia Pappy number 2, and omnipresent as usual. Oops. You were deterred. And we got Cool Coat. We got Jay Helms. Hello, everyone from Madison Township, Ohio. Nice to see you, Jay. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Spags Unfiltered. The Spags, the man who makes and donates the Spag bag, is live and in the stream. Let's see. Catitude is in the house. We got Tuck is hanging out. Gators will, in fact, eat marshmallows, but it's not a healthy snack. Cool Code is in the house. He says 2 lives in 1 week. I'm on some kind of record. I know, right? It's like crack. Let's see. What do we got here? We got Big Preppers in the house. Beecher is here. Let's see here. What do we got here? Life done free, brother. It has been a while since I have seen you. Honestly, man, I'm just getting pulled in so many videos to watch, so many live streams to watch, so many people to talk to. And sometimes the good ones kind of get forgotten, guys. If you got to get a chance to see Life Done Free, you should definitely be watching their videos. I know they do lives as well. We got Cool Colt says 5x5, and Tuck is saying good morning to everybody for the 3rd time. Andy Pearson, thank you, 5x5. Cool Colt, thank you, 5x5. And okay, so it's time to drink some coffee and talk about medical stuff. But before we do that, we got to talk about Prep Stock because this video will last forever on the internet. Prep Stock 2024, prepstock.net, October 12th through the 13th, Nebo, North Carolina. It's going to be good stuff, guys. We're going to be giving away stuff. We've got some very, very legitimate speakers. I need to reach out to the doctor today to talk to her. What is her damn name? Oh my God, my brain. I didn't take my happy pill, and this is the first sip of coffee I've had on Monday. But anyway, we actually have like a legitimate, no joke doctor. She's spoken all around the nation about herbal medicines, how to make them, what to use, things like that. I'm going to give her a call today just to see how she's doing. I think I want to start promoting her channel, or not her channel, but her website on these live streams as well. There's so many of them. We've kind of shot ourselves in the foot. Good morning, Goods Boys Guild. We've kind of shot ourselves in the foot as far as the amount of people that we can promote every day. It would literally be like a promotion fest if I just started doing that. Ian's in the house. Good morning, my friend. So what the hell is that? I just like my brain just went poof. Oh yeah, I wanted to tell you something added to Prep Stock. So I've let the people in the Discord know yesterday morning actually, but for Prep Stock, we're actually going to be having a a buffet breakfast the day after prep stock at a very nice buffet that is right on the highway. So there's really no, if you're trying to get out of town, there's really no excuse not to stop. Now it is 10 a.m. to 12. I mean, you don't have to stay the whole time, but we have the party room reserved at this very nice place. And you literally just show up and pay for your foods and your drinks, and you sit down and we just reminisce about how great prep stock was and what we're going to do next year and ideas and thoughts and break bread, basically. Okay, I think that's going to be about it. Your warm-up, you should be your promo upper. You warm. I don't know what that means, Colts. Where's the party? We are going to be having one, maybe two adult events on the nights of prep stock. We haven't got that locked into place yet. It's obviously been the furthest from our thoughts, to be honest with you. It's kind of on the schedule, but it's kind of like off-site gathering, I think, is on the actual schedule. So, okay, so let's go ahead and jump right into this. So there's so many times where, and honestly, I think preppers kind of take it for granted when they after they build their first aid kit, that it's like this thing, and you know, okay, I got it, we're good, check, we're done with that forever, right? But that's just not the case. So I decided we need to go over building first aid kits and how to do it appropriately. So take notes. There will be questions and a small test afterwards, maybe. All right, so the basic instructions for building a comprehensive first aid kit are actually pretty simple. You know, creating a first aid kit involves gathering essential supplies, and that can address a variety of supplies that can address a variety of major injuries and emergencies. You know, and so we're going to do like this little step-by-step here. And oh, it's a battle, guys. It's a battle. We've got 15 in Rumble, and we've got 15 on the YouTube. So we're going to see who's going to win this little skirmish, this little dust up. All right. So first things first, guys. Select the container. You know, you need to choose the right container. It's things like size, durability, and labeling are going to be important. You know, one, you want to pick a container that can hold all supplies but is still portable. You know, you want to make sure that it's durable, that it's sturdy, that it's waterproof if possible, because not all of them are waterproof, you know, and easy to carry. You know, it could be a plastic bin, or, you know, a soft-sided case with compartments. It could be whatever you want it to be. But one of the things that you should think about is making sure that it is clearly labeled as a first aid kit for easy identification. If you don't do that, and you need to tell somebody to go get it because your hand is on somebody's carotid artery and you need that medical kit, and you're trying to send somebody to get it, you know, it should be very simply visually identifiable. So it should be all of those things. Keep adding to hours as we go along. Yes, actually, yeah, first aid kits can turn into unbelievable monsters. And so right now, we're going to stick to the basics. We're not going to cover gunshots. We're just going to stick to the basics, the things that we need. And sometimes it's a little bit more than Band-Aids. You know, basically, you know, for every hole, there's a certain size plug. So one of the things that we'll talk about next is basic first aid supplies. I think it's time to drink some coffee. Oh, Rumble just took over. They now have 17, and YouTube only has 15 people watching. So tell your friends. Let's see. So when we talk about first aid supplies, we need to first talk about wound care. Okay. You need to have adhesive bandages. Okay. Various sizes, small cuts and blisters. This is your typical Band-Aid. I personally like the $1.25 Tree Store sells a box of Band-Aids for almost nothing, and they actually work really, really well. You're going to need to have some sterile gauze pads, you know, for different size wounds, technically the larger wounds. Also, they're great for covering a large wound, not necessarily, you know, cleaning it, scrubbing it, but basically to protect it. You're going to need some adhesive tape to secure gauze and bandages. But Be aware that some people have allergies to certain types of tapes. Oh, excuse me. Oh, there it is. Time to drink. So being aware of that, make sure that you have one, maybe two types of tape. It's not a big deal. You're going to need to get some kind of antiseptic wipes. Most people don't like to have like jugs of alcohol in their bags. You want to have some form of antiseptic wipe to clean a wound. You might also want to contemplate like iodine or something that would be used to clean wounds. Antiseptic wipes seem to be the best ones. You can buy larger ones in the medical world. And you also want to make sure that you get yourself some kind of antibiotic ointment. We talked about this the other day. We do this to prevent infection. We do that to protect the wound is basically what you're doing. You're kind of closing the wound without closing it using these antibiotic ointments. But remember that they're really only good for 6 months to a year. If it starts to turn brown, then it's probably not going to work anymore. All right, let's see here. Where we got here? I'm going to go to the chat right now. It looks like good boys. Everybody's just checking in, saying hi, and then keep adding to ours. Mine's currently in a red Bauer tool bag. Only one in the house. There you go. Let's see here. Let's see. Is it wrong that my general first aid kit is just a roll of duct tape and Ziploc bags full of gauze? I would say no. And the reason I would say no is because at least you have something. At least you have something. But I don't think if you had to work on a kid and the boo-boo kit, I don't think that that's gonna work for him. Maybe you need to get some smiley face band-aids, bro. All right, where we got here? Oops says, don't forget the duct tape and super glue. Yes, they are welcome additions. They are welcome additions to a first aid kit. Also, somebody's talking about electrical tape. I'm not real familiar with the use of electrical tape for medical processes, but educate me, Hoops. Educate me. Where are we at here? Where are we at here? Senior citizens have money every quarter to spend on ATC dressing, meds, or supplies. Yes, Rose, absolutely. And also, you guys might want to check on, people's like, I can't afford this. We talked before about how there are programs with your insurance company that you don't even know about, where that you can buy like vitamins and stuff like that, basically health related items. And a lot of times those same insurance, these little, what do they call them? Flex funds or something like that. If you know what it is, put it in the chat. But you get these like once every quarter or something like that. And if you don't spend them, they go away, but you could spend them on like bandages, first aid kits. You could probably do like a full up first aid kit. You know what I'm saying? Off of the money that you can get from these things. So something you may be looking at where we at here? Blaine Vogel says FSA and HSA. I gotcha. And Rose says flex accounts. Yeah, that's what my girlfriend has a flex account on her insurance. And she can buy all sorts of vitamins and stuff, but if you don't do it, it just goes away. Let's see here. Wraps real good is what Oops says for the electrical tape. Popsicle sticks for finger splints, and a paint stir stick for larger ones. I gotcha. Antibiotic alternative is raw honey. That's true. Okay, so I think we're good so far, guys. I think we're good so far. Thank you for the working in the chat with me, working in the chat. I think you guys are figuring this out. I love it. On the YouTube, guys, you're still losing, man. You're fighting, but you're losing. It's 16-19 right now, and I still got to figure. I know that the Odyssey is going out right now, but there's like one person watching. I'm pretty sure it's me, so I can see it. I guess it'll take time to build that audience up. It's not a big deal. Okay, so let's go ahead and move into this section of tools. Okay, so some simple tools that you should probably have in there. Tweezers. You're going to use the tweezers, to remove splinters, debris. You don't want to get in there with your vice grips. It's going to be painful. But yeah, a little set of tweezers. You can buy pretty much anything for almost nothing. I do recommend that you get I ran into these tweezers the other day that are one side is pointed, the other side is round, and they have a spring in the middle. So you could use this side or you could use this side. I normally keep the pinpoint tweezers. I mean, you could literally like stab somebody with these things. They need like a little cover on the end of them so that they don't punch holes in your bag. I normally keep those in my first aid kit, but it's always interesting to see new tools. And you can find, believe it or not, you can find, of all places to find tweezers, guys, the makeup department at Walmart. Now you know that. Let's see here. Trauma shears. There's a lot of talk of using scissors, but the reality is that trauma shears are going to work very, very well for almost every single application. If you feel that you need to have a very sharp set of scissors, then fine, stick them in there. It's not going to hurt anything. But they're not going to work good for a lot of other things as well. So it's like a one-use tool. Trauma shears is going to be the best ones. Depending on how much you think you're going to use these trauma shears, you might want to spend $10, $15 on them, because the good ones last for a long time, almost forever. Unless you have to do some amazing stuff with it, but you definitely need a good penny cutter. These shears are going to be good for, cutting clothing, tape, and bandages. Then you're going to need some safety pins, believe it or not, for securing bandages or slings. A lot of people forget about it. They think that this is MASH level, or MASH age type of medical care. But the truth is immobilizing an arm, requires a sling. You can splint it all day long, but you need to sling it so it stops moving, because it won't heal correctly if it doesn't stop moving. Definitely get those safety pins. All right. And then you're going to want a thermometer, a thermometer, digital, the digital ones are preferred for accuracy and ease of use. But here's the thing about those digital thermometers, guys. You get what you pay for. If you buy a digital thermometer at the $1.25 tree store, that's what you're going to get. If you buy a digital thermometer for 10, 15, 20 bucks, that's what you're going to get. If you have a child, you might want to look into one of the higher end ones that actually you don't even have to touch them. It's almost like a laser. You just, you can do their ear, you can do their touch the skin, things like that. And those are generally accurate. Obviously, I don't think there's anything more accurate than a no joke, real blue tip thermometer, because if you know what a red tip is, then you know what I'm talking about. All right. And the last thing on this list right here is medical gloves. And make sure that you get the nitrile gloves, not latex, guys. You want to do that for protecting yourself when you work with wounds. If you've ever tried to use latex gloves working in a blood-rich environment, it is extremely slippery, unbelievably slippery. And you're gonna learn that lesson one time, and hopefully nobody dies. But yeah, get those nitrile gloves. They're reasonably inexpensive. Keep them in your first aid kit. We normally keep a couple boxes laying around just for everything. I use them when I change the kitty litter box, because I just don't want that mess on my hands. But I mean, we have boxes of them everywhere. So there's no reason not to, and try to make sure too, like, this sounds dumb, but it's really realistic. Make sure that you have the proper size, if you have little hands and you have large gloves, you're going to have a bad day. If you have large hands and you have little gloves, you're going to have a bad day. So you're going to have a bad time, man. So think about that when you're building your first aid kit. It's really easy to put a couple of sets in there in case you have a breakthrough, roll them up, and then remember to replace them if you use them. Let's go ahead and check. Lasers in the house. Good morning, my friend. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, let's see. Oh my God, I have somebody watching. On Odyssey. Thank you for watching. The way we do this is we say hi in the chat. If you don't want to do that, do me a favor, just give me a thumbs up. But I like to say hi back. And I'm here Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. All right, let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and go to the chat on the YouTube side, because all the other chats don't have as much stuff going on. Viking Queen showed up. Good morning, young lady. Let's see here. I learned a trick. I'm okay, Big Prepper. Let's see what you got, bro. I learned a trick long ago to stop bleeding quick. If you have a cut on the hand, wear a neutral glove and it stops quick. If it's somewhere else, tear open the glove and tape around the wound. I'm not exactly sure about the science behind that, but it's an interesting thought. I mean, I'm going to wait until I'm cut again, and I'm going to try that trick. Not a joke, not a joke, because worst case scenario is I just wash it out and put a Band-Aid on it. All right, let's see here. I bought a hobby set of tweezers, different sizes and angles. There you go. There you go. That's interesting. Oops says, stop the bleed, cornstarch, cornmeal, sugar, many things. Yes, those things do work, but I would caution you because, you know, just using things that were never meant to be inside of your body unless you put them in your mouth is not smart. You know, those things will stop the bleed in an emergency to an extent, but you may waste more time doing that than actually doing it appropriately. Where we got here, Big Prepper says X shears are superior metal shears. Also, they will cut through anything. Done a lot of research on all of them. X shears, huh? I'll have to look into them. I normally buy like the $15 shears. The way that I can tell if a set of trauma shears are actually going to be a good piece of kit is one, I look at their price. If they're a little bit more expensive, then they're probably okay. It sounds subjective, but listen to me. But also I look to see if they have the slot in the metal for oxygen tanks. You can take a set of good trauma shears and put them down. They have a slit. They have a little slit in the metal for the top of an oxygen tank, and you can put them on there and use them to open and close an oxygen tank. It's got those two factors. You're probably okay. But the nice thing is the one that I bought, the ones that I buy last a freaking long time. So I don't like research better ones. You know, it's like I have a good one here. But yes, X shears, guys, check that out. Check that out. Big Prepper hasn't misled us yet. So, let's see. A pair of forceps come in handy. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, West Virginia Pappy. Red tip, nope. So Ian knows. If you guys don't know, if you ever see a thermometer that has like a real, like you got to shake it down, it's full of mercury thermometer, and it has a red tip on it. Red is for checking your temperature the old way. You know, lay on your side. This is good. Take a deep breath. That's what the red tips. They started putting the red tips on them because they wanted to be able to identify the ones that have been in that place we cannot speak of on YouTube. Okay, let's see here. Where are we at here? Not all large is large with neutral glove. Test each brand. That's good. Let's see. It acts like another skin barrier, what you're talking about with the neutral. I got you, bro. I got you. Let's see here. Andy Pearson says the red ones taste terrible on Rumble. Let's see here. Andy Pearson said glove will apply some pressure. Might not be sufficient for major laceration. Very true. Very true. I got you. All right. Let's see here. It's interesting. It's interesting the comments that you'll get. Okay, so where are we at here? You know what? I think we've been going at this for a few minutes, so let's go ahead and do some simple promotions. I really need to work on my templates, guys. I really need to work on my templates. And the reason is because you never know what's going to happen. I guess we're going to talk about parcel safety. And the reason we're going to do that because it has an awesome template and it kind of just sticks out. So guys, if your part of your preparedness path is to prepare for these unseen eventualities where you need to be able to breathe in a really bad environment, then parcel safety is the place to go, guys. Not joking. The P100s, they have donated, I know at least 2, possibly 3 P100s with filters to be given away during prep stock. Not a joke. And if you guys decide to buy one, make sure that you use the link in the description. Also apply savings code LocalPrepper. You will get 20% off per purchase. Per purchase, hint, hint, per purchase. All right, so definitely look into that, guys, and pay attention to their websites too, because they do a lot of BOGOs, which is kind of interesting, because some filters are not cheap. They are not cheap. But I personally own 3 of these masks for my family. These guys are it. There are others that are more. Okay, cool coat. Thank you for supporting the Odyssey channel, bro. I appreciate you, man. Hi, this thing's a little clumsy to chat on, and it's a little lonely. Well, I appreciate you, man. Yeah, I'm learning myself. I mean, it's a little clunky. It's a little clunky, but it's been around for over 2 years. It's just like, what I'm noticing is there's a lot of, let me get rid of this parcel safety things, guys. That way you guys know that I'm not some kind of freaking shill. I mean, let's see here. Boom. We're going to do that right there. But yeah, Odyssey has been around for some years now. It's just that a lot of people don't know about it. And it is, from what I understand, fully unrestricted. So you can pretty much say whatever the hell you want to say over here, you know? So it is what it is, but we will see if it helps boost you a bit. I got you. Well, I honestly think with Odyssey, I can use my coins, my credits to boost the live stream. Well, I'll figure that out. You guys know I'm not a fan of pay to play, but I'll figure it out. It's just like one of those things where I'm just going to keep doing it, and if people show up, they show up. It literally takes me like a minute, 2 minutes to set it up. So it's not this crazy thing. It's no worse than Rumble. And I use all the same settings for all of the live stream. So it's not like I'm spending an hour setting this thing up. Anyway, that's way too much of my problems that you guys don't need to worry about. All right. So we're going to take a sip. Let's see here. Only problem with the red tip was that it was short. And the oral tip was long. Got that short one. You'd be like, ew. Okay, so let's get back into this. So dressings, guys. We're going to need some elastic bandages for sprains and strains. And we're going to need some rolled gauze for, wrapping, packing wounds, or securing dressings. And we're going to need a couple of iPads for eye injuries. I'm not going to get into the science on that, but basically you always put some kind of patch over an eye injury because people tend to look around and that creates the injury and worse on the other side. So anywho, we basically want to do that. Now, what I will tell you about these elastic bandages is there's actually, you have your typical ACE wrap, it's got stretch and stretch. You got the 2 hooky thingies on it, and they work. They really do work. But there's also another type of wrap that is elastic, and which I think is the better one. And I don't know the name of it. All my medical people in there, you know what I'm talking about. It kind of sticks to itself. You don't need the prong thingies. Someone put that in the chat for me so everybody knows the name of it. Excuse me. That way we can spread the news. I think that is a lot better than the standard ACE bandage. It also takes up a lot less space. The only thing I may not like about it is that it, I don't know if it excuse me. I don't know. I don't know if it retains its elasticity or its sticking power after it's been used. So it's interesting. Self-adhesive wrap. Thank you, Tuck. Also, Rose is calling it a Coban, C-O-B-A-N, Coban. I think that's its technical term, but Tuck is absolutely right. Boom. All right, let's see here. Cool Colt's putting flags in the Odyssey chat. Let's see here. Medications. Oops, somebody put something over here. Red, difficult, reuse. Real difficult. Oh, you're saying real difficult reuse. I got you, Rose. I got you. So that's something you may be like, you're not going to be able to reuse that bandage very well. So anyway, so let's talk about medications. There's a very simple list. Okay. And if you can think of something I don't say, please let me know. But the first category is pain relievers. We're talking about aspirin, ibuprofen, acetaminophen, and naproxen sulfate. Let's see here. Antihistamines for allergic reactions. There are different kinds. Maybe it's a pill form. Maybe it's an injection. It could be anything, but whatever you decide to use. We've got anti-diarrheal medication, and because nobody wants to have a bad day like that. And obviously, we're going to use that to treat digestive issues. You know what? I'm going to add something to that list that I just thought of that is not on the list that I'm reading to you right now that I wrote up yesterday. Is the Pepto-Bismol. They make Pepto-Bismol tablets that do the job pretty quickly. And then hydrocortisone cream for itching and rashes. And then some burn ointment for minor burns. What do we got here? Big Red says a painkiller, add alcohol and marijuana. Yeah, that's what I'll do, man. That's what I will do. All right, let's see here. And then there are the some other essentials. Okay. One could be a CPR face shield for performing CPR. Also, instant cold packs for swelling or sprains. A thermal blanket for shock or hypothermia. That should literally be on the you need to have lists. Maybe some oral rehydration salts or some of the hydration powders that you can mix into a bottle of water and give to them to start rehydrating them. And then, of course, you've got a SAM splint, that's going to be used to splint and offer support or flat out immobilize a limb. So you can do that. And then, obviously, last but not least, the handy dandy tourniquet. And I hesitated to put this on the first aid kit because a lot of people don't think of it as first aid. But let's face it, we're not treating, bullet wounds. And if you cannot stop the blood from coming out, from stopping arterial bleeding from a limb, then you're going to have a bad day, and you can pack it all day long and they might survive. But if you had a tourniquet, boom, you're done. You get it on there, it's tight, the blood flow stops, they get to live, and all you get to do is take a shower later because that amount of blood is no joke. All right, let's see here. Let's see where we at here. Rose says gain knowledge of herbal medicinal plants that are available if you run out of meds. Yeah, I mean, it's good. Knowledge is power. Where we got here? Oops says, yes, Rose. Also, wild food grows everywhere. Very true. Very true. Let's see here. Benadryl for skin irritation and bug bites. Yes, absolutely. I think we covered that with the antihistamines for allergic reactions. But yes, Benadryl. That's awesome. I should have put that on the list. I should have named names with that one, man. I should have named names. All right. And then let's see here. We're going to be moving on into the next section. Where are we at here? So yeah, Rumble's definitely kicking YouTube's ass today because now Rumble's at 25 and YouTube's at 17. And I wonder if Colt gave up. I can't tell. The counter on my Odyssey tracker says what it's dumb. It's dumb, guys. But I'm still going to keep doing it because it's something. All right. Where are we at? Oops says where are we at? Oops says jewel weed for itch ingredients in preparation H. I got you. Coco says, okay, I'm back. Let it run in the background. Oh, okay, cool. I appreciate you, bro. All right, let's see here. So specialized supplies. Now, this could be anything. You have to determine what's going to happen. But some of the things are like personal medications, and within that scope, personal medications, they can include a supply of any of your prescription drugs that family members take regularly, or an EpiPen if someone in the household has severe allergies. One thing to remember about EpiPens is that, and I'm not a doctor, so this is not medical advice, but I have been instructed by a doctor that EpiPens generally will last well beyond their expiration date if you store them correctly, and they have a window on them. And if that window is cloudy, then don't use it. But if it is not cloudy, then it's supposed to be safe. Now, if anybody in the medical community can refute that, do me a favor and tell me why in the chat, because I think we should know. I'll be wrong all day long if it saves somebody's life. So let's see here. Good Boys Guild says, this chat really sucks over here. I need to shrink that up. There we go. Let's do that. Let's see. Good Boy Gil says the bug bite thing. You put it over the bug bite and can suction the poison out. You know, I've always been told that not to mess with something like that. I don't know if that's like medically true or not. Is that something? I mean, are you like qualified? You know what I'm saying? I'm not questioning. I'm just wondering because I've always, specifically with snake bites, don't mess with bites because you know the poison it's already in. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure. Let me know in the chat, good boys. Let's see. Cool Colt says, I'm okay. Big Prepper says cayenne stops bleeding in the chest area. Wild lettuce kills pain. Oregano oil works like amoxicillin. I like it. I like all that. We're gonna give you a quick shout. Boom. There. Now you're famous. All right. So let's see here. Where are we at here? Hicktown Honey says, I use the suction on bug bites, helps cut the itch. I wouldn't use it for a snake bite though. Okay, there you go. So now you guys know that. Suck the stuff out if it's a bug bite. Chewy. Let's see here. Cayenne is also helpful in emergencies for heart attacks. How do we use it, Hicktown? Do we like give it to them in their mouths, or I don't know. How would we use it? Good Boys Guild says, I bought it at Walmart and use it on the mosquito bite all the time. I gotcha. Lime is also antibacterial. You can't suck venom out. There you go. Let's see. Amy, I don't recognize your name. Thank you very much for saying something. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Amy, the snake bite kits are a failed theory. The venom is injected and moving away from the bite location. Suction isn't going to remove it. Cha-ching. That's what I was trained to do. That's why I was asking. So bug bites, use the suction kit. Snake bites, don't waste your time. Nice to know. Good stuff. All right. Matter of fact, Amy, I'm going to give you a little tag there. Pacham. We're going to make you famous, Amy. Amy's famous, guys. Amy's famous. There you go. Paching. All right. So let's see here. Hicktown House says, orally, yes. We're talking about the cayenne pepper for heart attacks. Orally, yes, but still needs medical help. Just helps while traveling to the hospital. I gotcha. That's very interesting that the cayenne pepper helps with a heart attack. I mean, I probably have to look that up. I'm not refuting what you're saying. I'm simply saying I've never heard of that before. I've always heard like have them put like a children's aspirin under their tongue or something like that. But I'm wondering about the cayenne pepper now. That's really quite interesting. Let's see here. Oh, I'm not even posting that. Oops. I'm not even posting that. I don't even know how that even works. Okay, so let's see here. So we talked about some of the specialized supplies, the personal items, and now we need to talk briefly about items for infants and children. Child-specific medications, child-safe fever reducers, and pain relievers. So obviously, child-dosed type stuff. I do keep a bottle of child liquid painkiller in my first aid kit because it's a painkiller. It's already dosed for them. You just give it to them. You're golden. You don't have to look anything up. You don't have to have any special labels, nothing. You just use it. Also, children's Dimetap as well. Let's see here. And then baby wipes for cleaning small injuries, you know. It's kind of odd, but their body is already attuned to it. You use baby wipes on babies anyway. You know, you can actually clean a wound with a baby wipe, and it will remove a lot of the debris because there's fine little follicles on those baby wipes that help to take dirt away from the skin. Let's see here. Some additional items. Eye wash, maybe some saline solution for an eye injury. Aloe vera gel for some sunburn relief, or some insect bite relief from treating bites and stings. You know, they actually make this little tube of, it's not a tube, it's like a vial of liquid. It's insect bite. It's called insect bite relief. It's kind of interesting. There's no really crazy name on it. So Let's see here. Let's go to the chat here real quick. It's all good. I learned in natural health. Gotcha. Gotcha. Thank you, Hicktown. Appreciate you. Let's see here. Yes, cayenne is good for heart. Adjust tourniquet as soon as possible. Oh, I'm sorry. Apply tourniquet as soon as possible after snake bite to prevent or at least slow the spread of what I was always told. Also apply ice pack. Yes, but you remember it's not a it's not a full blown tourniquet. It's a restrictive tourniquet. It's a restricting band, and they actually come in the kits too. They're pieces of bicycle tire, basically. I don't have kids. Neighbors and parents better gear up. Yeah, there you go. There you go. So Rose says that's pretty smart, Rose. There's a difference between infants and children. Do read dosing label. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see here. Don't want to leave the body. I don't. What is that? Don't forget X-lax. Some food don't want to leave the body. Yes. Let's see here. Cool. Catitude. Good morning, young lady. Cool, Colt. Nice. No ice on snake bites. I learned that from hospital after my daughter was bitten by a copperhead. Also, keep bite below heart level. Gotcha. All right. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and move on to the boring stuff. They stopped using tourniquets used on snake bites. Did they change the protocol? I don't know, Angie. I don't know. Somebody answer that. All right, let's see here. I think it's time for a sip of coffee. All right, so now for the boring stuff, guys. But it's also important too, because once again, when I started this live stream, I told you a lot of people like buy or build a first aid kit. They open it, they go, ooh, they go, ah, this is awesome. This is so cool. And then they take it and they stick it someplace. All right. And they forget about it. They don't do the things that they need to be doing with it. And we know that this means work. Okay. But it's a minute of your life. So think about this, what I'm about to say. First aid manual. Okay. A guide. It should include basic first aid manual or instructions for dealing with common injuries. We're in the app video that I showed you from the American Red Cross the other day. That is exceptionally good. It's right there on your phone. Boom, boom, boom. You're good. Now, do you need to have combat medic guidebook inside this thing? Yeah, I don't know, maybe. But I mean, how much time are you going to spend reading it? And if it's inside your first aid kit, is it really useful? Normally, the little pamphlets that you can get from the American Red Cross or some other organization that talk about how to treat basic things can be in there. Normally, a small field manual can be in there, but I mean, how much reading? So the guy's bleeding out and you're going, yeah, that's not going to be useful. So knowledge is power, guys. Also, emergency contact list, the number of local emergency, the number for local emergency services, a family doctor, or even poison control. There's a good number to have. And then you might want to contemplate putting some personal information in there, like medical information, like medical history, allergies, medications, lists for all the family members, because you may know something that another family member does not know. Okay, so it's not a bad idea. And then kind of reaching here now, but some of the research I've done is talking about having consent forms for children, including consent forms for emergency treatments. You may be able to basically hand this to somebody who says that I can't do that without your permission. We've got to fill these. And no, here it is. It's done. Maybe you're taking them to the ER and they want permission to do something. You're like, I'm their mother. Here is the consent form. Do it. Also, that consent form could be very useful if you had a situation where the babysitter was the only person that could help, and calling the 911, getting it in, handing something off to the paramedics, to the EMTs, to say the parents are giving permission to save this child's life. So, sometimes we just can't be there. So it's not a bad idea. It's something to contemplate. Let's see here. And then we're going to go into storage and maintenance because this is always so fun. I'm going to take a sip of coffee and let us ponder that for a minute. Here we go. So location. The location of your first aid kit should be accessible. You should store the kit in a place that is easily accessible to all family members, but out of reach of young children who might want to go digging through there and, do things with it they probably shouldn't be doing with it. You also need to have multiple kits. You might want to consider having kits, obviously in your home, in your car, and in the workplace at the minimum. Some people might have one in their, I have one in my bug out bag. It's a pretty extensive one too. But things like that. And then you need to do regular checks, you need to do restocking. You need to check the contents every 6 months to replace used or expired items. And yes, guys, some medical things expire. I was telling you the other day about Band-Aids that crumbled because they were 5 years old. Some things are just not made as good as others. Some things are made to be made to degrade purposely. And then you want to do some updating of the information. You want to update the personal information and emergency contacts as needed. And then I think lastly, it's going to be practice and training, guys. We talked about reading the book. How often do you do this? What are you going to do with that knowledge? Familiarization. You need to ensure all family members know where the kit is located and how to use its contents. It's really that easy. And then training. You might want to consider taking a basic first aid training for all of your family members. I'll give you a classic example. My third oldest boy, who just, I was a coxswain in the military. If you guys don't know what that is, it's not a dirty word. It means that I was trained to drive a boat, which is really funny for a Marine of the sea, that kind of thing. Anyway, so a small boat guy. And, when I started buying boats, my son wanted to be able to drive the boat, and I wanted him to be able to drive the boat, but I also wanted him to understand that it wasn't a giant jet ski. So in the state of North Carolina, if you want to drive a boat, you're supposed to take a boat safety course. And this thing was extensive. It took him like 6 hours to take it, but I would not let him drive the boat until he took the course. And once he did that, then I let him drive the boat. I was like, you're qualified. I'll be here if you need my help, but you're qualified. Now, I would apply the same mentality to your family for basic first aid training. There's so many things online that will like literally give you a first aid certificate so that you can put it on your wall so your kids can feel fantastic about themselves. There's so many positive things that you can do with the idea of training in basic first aid. I think you should all take a very hard look at that for your family. All right, so let's go ahead and summarize, and then we're going to go to the chat, and we'll close this up because we're nearing up on 1 hour. So in summary, by following these steps, you can build a comprehensive first aid kit that is well equipped to handle a variety of minor medical emergencies. Regular maintenance and familiarization with the contents are key to ensuring that the kit is effective when needed. And now we go to the chat. Andy Pearson says, did you mention splints? Sorry, working and listening. Yes, I did. I recommended the C splint. Was it the no, it's called something else. Hold on, let me go back up here. Equipment, EpiPen, child. Wait, no, it's not it. Sam splint, the Sam splint. And then going to let's see, it's for your safety. You're scary saying it's for your safety. What are we doing here? Where are we at here? Rose says, years ago, I suggested medical information lists stored in a medical bottle for EMTs to retrieve home label visible from them to see as they enter the house. I mean, that's interesting. And then lots of talk about getting bit by snakes. It's for your safety, scary saying. I think it's okay in the medical world. Emmy says, applying a tourniquet has its own risks of blood clots and tissue issue, which just complicate a bite injury and doesn't actually treat the bite. How the kind of snake, so youngest, the right antivenom, blah, blah. Yeah, there are a lot of variables to treating snake bites. It's the truth. All right, let's see here. And Tuck says, I'm currently looking at CERT alternative in my area. I don't qualify for CERT. I got you, bro. Okay, so I think that's going to be about it for today. For those of you, let's see, ending the race. Oh my God, ending the race. So YouTube, you won. YouTube, you guys, you won 18-16. But I just said ending, and YouTube just dropped to 16. If you say ending on some of these videos, like, okay, so that's going to be about it. People are like, burp. It's so silly. All right, guys. So as usual, if you like what I'm doing, do me a favor. On your way out, hit that thumbs up button, guys. It really helps. If you have not subscribed, hit that notification bell. I'm here Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 10, and 10-ish, should I say. Basically an hour's worth of live stream. If you want to support the channel, there are lots of ways to do that in links below. It's your money. Spend it how you want. I do like to see people in the Patreon. We have a brand new Patreon from a couple days ago. I think I can't remember his name. I'm so brain fried right now. But anyway, that's the way I recommend you do it. Also, for my Patreons, don't forget the 7 p.m. Patreon only live stream on Discord. And we're gonna pick the winner of that UV9R that I'm giving away to you guys absolutely free because you're freaking awesome. If you want to be part of that, then you guys probably need to go check out the Patreon. No, free Patreons are not entered to win. Now you know that. All right, guys. As usual, stay safe. Have a great day, and I shall see you when I see you, which will be tomorrow, or in the Discord or something like that. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.